What's going on, y'all? This is Dana with from the Semen Retention and NoFap channel. And if you're looking for the deep knowledge of semen retention, then you're in the right place. I'm about to reveal some deep knowledge of semen retention that you may have not have known. So without having to search all over the internet. So I understand that we all know a lot of the surface knowledge of semen retention, and you may want a deeper understanding. So don't worry, because today I'm going to share with you deeper knowledge of semen retention. So the first thing is semen retention increases androgen receptors in the brain. So we've all heard about the benefits of increasing testosterone when retaining semen, but a lot of us don't know why and what parts of the brain have a role in that. So the benefits of increased levels of testosterone doesn't come without something called androgen receptors. So the androgen receptors, also known as NR3C4, is a type of nuclear receptor that is activated by binding any of the androgenic hormones, including testosterone and dihydrotestosterone in the cytoplasm, and then translocating it into the nucleus. So the androgen receptor is most closely related to the progesterone receptor, and progestins in higher dosages can block the androgen receptor. So the main function of the androgen receptor is as a DNA binding transcription factor that regulates gene expression. However, the androgen receptor has other functions as well. Androgen regulated genes are critical for the development and maintenance of the male sexual phenotype. If you don't have androgen receptors, then testosterone can do nothing for you. The development of a deep voice or manly traits is because androgen receptors allow your body to use testosterone. So, a reduction in androgen receptors in the body was found in lab mice that were overly sexually active. So, the same thing happens in men when we're overly sexually active or participate in frequent masturbation and spilling of our seed, especially when watching porn. So there isn't a lot of scientific evidence for us humans, but there is plenty done on the lab mice as well as my own personal and the experience of many others. So the decrease in androgen receptors actually upregulates estrogen receptors. The reversal of brain changes actually takes about 15 days or longer. Number two, the prolactin decrease. So prolactin, also known as lactoprolactin, is a protein best known for its role in enabling mammals and birds, usually females, to produce milk. It is influential to over 300 separate processes in various vertebrates, including humans. Prolactin is secreted from the pituitary gland in response to eating, mating, estrogen treatment, and ovulating and nursing. It is secreted heavily in pulses in between these events. So, prolactin plays an essential role in metabolism, regulation of the immune system, and pancreatic development. So, two simultaneous events take place after ejaculation. Prolactin spikes and dopamine levels fall. Dopamine is what makes us go getters. Prolactin is what makes us shut down sexual desire. So, prolactin is what allows us to shift our attention to things other than mating, like hunting, gathering resources, building shelter, and taking care of babies, as well as other things. Otherwise, you will only pursue sex and nothing else. For up to 2 weeks after ejaculation, prolactin continues to surge. So the relationship between prolactin and dopamine is inverse, meaning that when one is low, the other is high, and when one is high, the other is low. So the third thing is semen retention amongst mystics. So there are three life forces in traditional Chinese medicine, or TCM. One of the three treasures is Jing, aka essence, along with Qi and Shen. Those are the three life forces. According to traditional Chinese medical theory, Jing, or essence, can be summarized in two parts: the yin being congenital or prenatal, and the yang being postnatal or acquired. So, prenatal Jing is acquired at birth from the parents, the father's sperm and the mother's ovum. This is a similar concept to DNA. Postnatal Jing is acquired after birth through food, water, oxygen, as well as environmental and social conditions. So, very much like the concepts of epigenetics, the concept is expounded in the Taoist cosmological Bagua. So, Jing is life force. It is also an important concept in martial arts and provides the body with nourishment, fuel, and cooling. When it comes to longevity, Jing is important. A direct loss of Jing occurs when a man releases Jing outside of the body through ejaculation. So, semen is the most concentrated form of Jing. The energy is wasted for anything else besides procreation. So, whether it's being, you're pulling out, or it's through birth control, or through masturbation, it's being wasted if you're not procreating. So for men, it's the production of semen, and for women, it's the production of menstrual blood that are the biggest strains on Jing. So premature aging, disease, and general fatigue due to fluid loss are all what many Taoist practitioners link to the loss of ejaculatory fluids. So depending on your practice, you will limit your loss of fluids to your desired level. That's the idea in general. So another creation of Jing energy occurs through the joining of a man and a woman, also called the joining of the essences. A man can replenish his life force and transform some of his Jing to Qi through sexual intercourse. So a man could transform lots of Jing by having as much sex as possible without losing his seed, and as a result see many health benefits. 4. Semen retention in Hinduism. So similarly, in Hinduism exist the same ideas. The Taoists call it Jing and the Hindus call it Shakti. So in Hinduism, especially Shaktism, a theological tradition of Hinduism, Shakti is known as energy, ability, strength, effort, power, or capability. Is the primordial cosmic energy and represents the dynamic forces that are thought to move through the universe. So this energy is thought as creative, sustaining, as well as destructive, and is sometimes referred to as auspicious source energy. Shakti is known as both the agent of all change as well as being responsible for creation itself. So the Kundalini Shakti is the most significant of the Shakti. So Kundalini Yoga derives from Kundalini, defined in Vedantic culture as energy that lies dormant in the base of the spine until it is activated, as by the practice of yoga, blunt force trauma, breath work, or psychological trauma leading to a spiritual awakening, and channel upward through the chakras in the process of spiritual perfection. Number 5, these are just some other historical references. So Hekai, or Heki, I believe it's pronounced Hekai, is the name used by Taoist sects in the Han Dynasty for the performance of sexual intercourse. So Taoists have different views on ejaculation. Some say you should never ejaculate, while others give a number based on a specific measurement that they use where you can ejaculate and still maintain your health. So the Taoists believe that the life force of Qi is a part of everything in existence. The idea is that Qi and Jing are connected and they are the life force of the body, and that once all of this energetic substance has been expended then the body dies. So although there are many ways gene can be expelled from the body, the loss of fluids is by far the most effective way. So similar to Shakti, semen is thought to contain the most gene. Additionally, in order to preserve this life essence, the act of ejaculating should be reduced or eliminated altogether. So, if you're interested in discovering more about semen retention, then be sure to check out a great book on the topic in the first link in the description. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos helping you in your semen retention and no-fap journey and more. Check out this playlist of my top videos of semen retention and no-fap, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.